Hey, before we get started, I want to let you know about Buzzsprout podcast hosting. Right now, you can get a free $20 Amazon gift card when you sign up for any of their paid plans. It's what I use to host this podcast, but it's also what I recommend because they're extremely easy to use. They have really fair pricing. They price per hour instead of megabytes. It's free to start, so you get up to 90 days for free if you want. Customer support is really quick and awesome. You get a nice website player that you can embed. You get a nice website as well. They are constantly coming out with new features. They just added in an affiliate marketplace. They are about to update their stats, and they've done a ton of stuff just in the last year. So I highly recommend them, and you can go to buzzsproutdeal.com to get that free $20 Amazon gift card when you sign up for one of their plans. So again, that's buzzsproutdeal.com. Hey, and welcome to episode 47 of the Podcasting Simplified podcast. My name is Ross, and today we're going to talk about iPhone microphones. But first, I just want to welcome all the new subscribers from the Rode Procaster giveaway that I just sent out last Friday. And so, you know, I release new episodes every Tuesday on this podcast, but every now and then I'll publish another episode in between there. Just keep an eye out for those. And if you're an existing subscriber to the podcast and you're also on the Podcast Insights email list, you can still enter until this Friday. So if you missed the email, just look for the subject line, want to win a microphone, or subscribe to the podcast and win a mic that I sent out the evening of Friday, January 17th, and just follow the instructions there by Friday, January 24th at midnight in order to enter the Rode Procaster giveaway. All right. And also maybe whitelist my email address so you don't miss those in the future if it happened to go to spam or something like that. And for everyone maybe that's not on the list, this giveaway was just for people on the email list. You actually have to reply to the email to enter, but I'll be doing a lot more of these giveaways this year. So if you're not signed up, just go to podcastinsights.com and sign up for the email list so you can hear about those. And I also plan on doing a giveaway only to podcast listeners. So that's you. So be sure and subscribe and keep an eye or ear out for that. And a little hint there, the audience, the amount of people listening to the podcast is a lot smaller than the email list. So your chances of winning are much better. All right. So now let's talk about the best iPhone microphones. So the iPhone audio is actually pretty decent for a phone, but if you're regularly recording interviews or even YouTube videos, podcasts, anything like that, you definitely want to invest in an external iPhone microphone. So something you plug in to the Lightning port, most likely, but there are also a few for the headphone jack we'll mention at the end. And so you can use these mics on, you know, like attached to it, like on an on-camera mic or for recording music, meetings, anything. And just one tip before we get into it, be sure and turn on airplane mode, turn off Wi-Fi or Bluetooth, because those can actually affect your recording. There'll be cellular feedback and distortion, and you don't want to get a call in the middle of a recording. So be sure and just turn that on before you do any recordings with your iPhone. Now, we are just going to look at microphones that use the Lightning jack because that's what has been popular lately, and there are quite a few of them out there. So let's get started. First is the Shure MV88, and it's my top pick for an external iPhone mic. It's basically a shotgun style mic. It pivots, and the build quality is made of metal, and it has both stereo and directional pickup patterns. There's an app that you can get with it that allows you to change, you know, gain levels and how you record. You can modify EQ settings, all kinds of stuff. So it's really cool that's included for free just to control the microphone. It also comes with a headphone adapter, carrying case, a foam windscreen, and you can also get a separate furry windscreen to put over it too. That's sold separately, but nice if you're outdoors and you want to cut down on that wind noise. So that is the first one. You can record music with it, anything really. And actually, I guess it's been a year, but Shure came out with the MV88 Plus video kit. And so that's basically a slightly upgraded microphone, but it has USB-C and lightning cables, and it allows you to use it a little bit off your phone. It has a headphone jack, which is nice, and it comes with a Manfrotto Pixie tripod and a phone mount. So it's a kind of a whole all-in-one thing, more designed for people doing video, but it will work great for podcasting too. The price is just quite a bit higher for that whole kit. Now the next microphone is the Zoom IQ6 XY. So XY refers to the recording pattern, and it adjusts from 90 degrees to 120 degrees in front of you. So if you can picture that. And there's a little numbered wheel on the front of it that allows you to adjust the gain settings, which is really nice. So you don't have to go into an app. You can actually adjust that right, hard with a physical dial. So that's a nice touch. It has a headphone/line out jack that can be used during both recording and playback. So that's really nice. If you have a newer iPhone, they don't have headphone jacks. So it's important to have that extra thing to monitor with. Another feature with the Zoom IQ6 is that it has a removable spacer, which allows you to use it with or without a case. It has 3 LEDs that give you a visual indicator of your levels, if you're peaking or not. And there's an iPhone app that allows you to record WAV or AAC files. So really cool product there. And the next one is kind of a similar one, the Zoom IQ7 mid-side. So it's a different style of recording mid-side versus XY. And one of the issues with XY recording is that you're really stuck with what is recorded. But with mid-side recordings, you can actually make adjustments to it in post-production. We won't get into all the details of how that works, but that's a little tip there. And mid-side is also, it's mono compatible as well. So if you're, you just want to record mono recordings, which is common with podcasts, then that one is probably the one I'd go with. You can adjust between mid-side 120 degree stereo and 90 degree stereo. So you can actually get a little more flexibility with this one compared to the IQ6. There's like the IQ6. It has a physical dial for gain control, and you also get those LED lights to look, a visual indicator of your input level. And the microphone capsules also rotate in different directions. You can get them positioned properly. So pretty flexible little microphone, headphone jack on there as well. And the next one is the Rode VideoMic Me L. So this is the VideoMic Me, but with a lightning adapter. And this came out August 2018. You'll find that there's a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack version of this as well. So you can actually get whichever one works. Maybe if you don't have an iPhone, you can get the headphone jack version. And it also comes with a windscreen and uses a cardioid pickup pattern. Also, you can plug in headphones. It has a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack to plug into so you can monitor. The next one is the Rode SC6L. And so this is kind of a little kit. It's a mobile interview kit. So it comes with 2 SmartLav mics, 2 windshields, 2 lapel clips, an adapter/breakout box, and a pouch. I have one of these. And so you plug in the adapter into your lightning port, and then you can plug in your 2 SmartLavs into the 3.5 millimeter jacks in that adapter. And so you can actually do an in-person interview. You'll have 2 lavalier mics. You can hook them up, clip them onto each other, and you don't need to bring a ton of gear. It's a tiny little, credit card sized pouch that you can just throw in your bag, and you'll have a complete recording kit, which is really cool. By getting this all together, it's not only an excellent value compared to buying 2 SmartLavs and all this stuff separately, but it allows you to record interviews anywhere you go. There's a Rode Reporter app, so you can record separate tracks for each mic. And there's also a headphone input as well, so you can monitor your audio while you're recording. Nice little kit. And there's one thing you may want to get to kind of make this better, and that's the Rode SC1 20-foot extension cable. Gives you a little more room so you don't have to be right on top of the person you're talking to. Now we're going to move on to the Blue Raspberry, which is actually more of a studio style desktop microphone, but it's a condenser microphone. It includes a lightning cable and a USB cable, so you can use it, with your laptop, and then also use it with your iPhone. And there's a headphone jack, volume control. You can monitor your audio. There's a quarter inch thread, so you can mount it to tripods, and it's USB, so it's plug and play, easy to use. Not a whole lot to say there, but a nice flexible option. We're gonna move on to the Sennheiser clip mic, which is a lavalier mic that uses an lightning connection. So if you just need a single lavalier mic, this works great. It's Apple M5 certified. So the analog audio signal is processed into digital 24-bit 96 kilohertz by hardware designed by Apogee. So all that being said, it works well. It uses the same microphone as the Sennheiser ME2, which is a well-known, pretty decent lavalier mic. So it comes with a carrying pouch and a metal windscreen on that one. Now we're going to look at something kind of a little different. The Rode i8 XLR, which is basically an adapter. It allows you to plug into your phone's lightning connection, but then you can plug in an XLR microphone into this thing. It has a headphone jack for monitoring. You can adjust volume levels. There's a plus 20 dB gain setting to make sure that it's picking up the audio correctly. Yeah, it's really nice. It's going to turn your traveling equipment into a little bigger kit. But if you want to bring your little higher quality XLR microphone with you, you don't need to bring, maybe a digital audio recorder or an interface or something. You can just bring this, your phone, cable, and microphone. So not a bad option. It's not cheap, but it's a pretty cool product that Rode came out with quite a little while ago. So now let's look at the headphone jack microphones. And the first one is the Rode Video Mic Me. So this is like I mentioned earlier, the headphone jack version of the Video Mic Me L. Yeah, not a whole lot to say here. It's under $70. It has a headphone jack for monitoring, and the mount is actually adjustable, so you can make sure it's a nice snug fit on your phone, doesn't wobble around. And they also throw in a windshield, has a 2-year warranty, so pretty cool. And the second to last one is the Comica CVM-VS08. So a little bit of an off-brand here. It's a cardioid condenser shotgun mic, and you get a foam windshield for a windscreen. The microphone can, face forward or backwards. It plugs in. Yeah. And then they also have let me pull it up here. They have a VS09 version, which uses the USB Type-C connector, and that one actually flips around and rotates as well. So they do have some options depending on which connection. Maybe if you don't have a headphone jack, but you need USB-C. I guess that's not really iPhone thing, but I just want to let you know about that. And then the Ceramonic Smart Mic is a kind of even cheaper one. It runs for about $20, but it works better than the built-in mic, and it gives you that directional capability. It's all plastic, so not as durable, but it's tiny and nice budget option. I think I have a blog post all about this you'll find in the description, and I list some older ones that are actually discontinued and no longer supported or made. So you'll find those all the way at the end. But no matter which microphone you choose, I actually recommend getting a smartphone tripod mount so that you can make sure your phone is stable. This is more important, I guess, for video, but even for recording podcasts. That way you don't accidentally, bump it, and make sure that you kind of get it off a table so that you have the ability to position some of these mics in any way that you want without their adapters getting in the way and stuff like that. So I would check out one of those kind of small smartphone tripods. I'll link to that as well. But that is everything for the iPhone mics. And thanks again for joining and subscribing, and we'll see you in the next episode.